When we look in a mirror, this gives us an outside view at ourselves, which allows us to check if everything's fine with the way we look. Reflexivity in research is also like looking into a mirror. It means taking a kind of outside perspective on us as researchers, how our strengths and limitations influence the research project, and at our respective research project. How does it look like for others? Are its ideas, goals, and motivations clear to others?
It also means to critically check if there are any underlying presumptions that have not been made explicit, be it personal norms and values, or established conventions and disciplines, even different national academic cultures that may make us not see certain aspects that are obvious to others. These presumptions may lead us to, for example, ask the wrong questions to begin with. Are our categories and classifications adequate when we look at them from a different angle? And do they actually measure what we want to know?
The same applies to the analysis of our data. Are there other coherent interpretations possible? Are our interpretations and conclusions doing justice to the research participants, but also the so-called statement of problem at the beginning of our research? Scientific evidence aims at objectivity, but today we know that this requires multiple perspectives and clarifying our standpoint, but also understanding ourselves as inevitably being part of the social processes that we study.
The SFB looks at how migration is produced, movements of people as well as discourses and debates around whatever is called migration. Migration researchers are also part of this production. They use migration as a category that makes us see certain things, but likely also overlook others. They aim to understand how migration is produced as a phenomenon, as a category, as a discourse and debate, must therefore also include how migration studies contribute to this production.
And it must include ourselves as migration researchers. What is our personal relationship to migration? Why do we see it the way we see it? Through its research projects, the SFB thus not only looks at how society tries to make sense out of migration, but also at the roles of researchers in this. This ambitious task is often called observations of a second order. The Reflexivity Lab offers a framework for especially early career researchers to exchange and collaboratively work on reflexive perspectives in their research projects. It engages the SFB in debates within the wider research community, but also at the level of local, national and international political and societal debates.
The Reflex Lab also looks at methods and methodology. It looks at the role of reflexive research in different disciplines. And it asks the SFB's research projects to continually reflect on how they produce knowledge. It also reaches out to practitioners. For example, as part of the SFB's transfer project, it collaborates with the people who are currently producing Germany's Central Museum of Immigration.